20. Hello and welcome to Newsnight. Tonight, we have the competence to fix the problems with the voters' register before Election Day. The Electoral Commission declares as the NDC minority resolve to hold the EC chairperson before Parliament.
The Commission comprises competent and diligent men and women who fully understand and respect the great mandate handed to them by our Constitution. However, in the execution of various duties, human and administrative errors do occur.
We have details of that press conference that has just ended. Also, I have fulfilled most of my promises to the Ashanti region and deserve more to do more. President Akufo-Addo, as he starts a 3-day tour of the region.
Education, 604 projects. Health, 92. Roads, 151. Water and sanitation, 606. Aviation, all of Ashanti region.
We're live in the region and bring you the very latest as the President hints of work to start on the Buankra Inland Port project in November. Also in the Bono region, the NDC's flag bearer John Mahama is promising the people of Brekum a hospital and a university campus is voted for.
Hospital mono ewo Brekum ha. Send ebeya yapomudi ebetupon ewo Brekum.
Also tonight, government welcomes minorities' call for a probe into how Frontier Healthcare Services won a contract to undertake COVID-19 tests at KIA following Imani accusation that the firm began operations without requisite approval.
There's a very good avenue to have a probe. There's Parliament, they can raise a question on the floor, they can ask for an inquiry into it, but this political pot shots, I'm sure you've seen it over and over again. We should be getting tired of it. There's always been an effort to politicize these matters, and we would like not to get drawn into those ones. If somebody genuinely wants a probe, Parliament is coming back.
We'll hear from Information and Deputy Health Ministers who are dismissing claims about the deal being dubious.
And in business, commercial banks advance more than 20 billion Ghana cedis to businesses hit by COVID-19 since March this year.
And also in sports.
Ghana likely to end 2020 without a world title after Duke Micah failed to win a WBO bantamweight fight, the third Ghanaian to lose this year. Details when I join you much later with sports.
And also tonight, High Court orders a doctor set to be treating Asin Central MP to appear and explain his condition as contempt cases put on hold. His lawyers say they do not want any speculation.
The rule of law is all we need to guide everything. We'll come back on the day the court has agreed that we come. But everything is fine and there should be no trouble or unnecessary speculation.
And then later, NSMQ is live here. Wesley Girls High School, Holy Child School, Opoku Wari School have all qualified to the quarterfinals of the National Science and Maths Quiz after winning their 1/8 contest. We have the latest. Why don't you join us with your views? 055-1111. 997. We shared with the rest of the world. My name is Mensah.
I am Emefa Apawu.
It was John Mahama, the NDC flag bearer, who said that the incompetence of the Electoral Commission was legendary. Well, tonight the Electoral Commission is defending its record, declaring that it has the competence to address all the issues that has emerged with the recently compiled voters register before Election Day on December 7th.
Now, from missing names to duplicate voter ID codes, the just ended exhibition of the register threw up a host of challenges that left mainly the NDC questioning the credibility of the register and the integrity of the polls in December. But addressing a news conference a while ago, chairperson of the commission, Jean Mensah, declared no person who registered would be disenfranchised.
The process is not foolproof, and therefore it provided a clearly spelled out mechanism to correct all errors and omissions in the register. This mechanism is the exhibition exercise that the Commission has just concluded. It is important to note that the Commission comprises competent and diligent men and women who fully understand and respect the great mandate handed to them by our Constitution. However, in the execution of various duties, human and administrative errors do occur. We wish to state unequivocally that we have the ability and the competence to fix and resolve all the outstanding issues with the register, and we are doing so in an open, transparent, and accountable manner. Indeed, to date, a significant number of the issues identified at the start of the exhibition exercise have been resolved. We continue to work to reduce the deficit to the barest minimum, and we are confident that at the end of the process, we will bequeath Ghanaians with a register that reflects truth and light, a register that is credible, and a register that has integrity. This is the spirit and letter of the just ended exhibition exercise.
Well, we also learned today that the omission of names from the register that triggered concerns that the Commission may deliberately be targeting NDC stronghold was widespread.
It is vital that every eligible citizen is provided the opportunity not only to register as a voter, but to verify his or her details. As such, over the last 10 days, citizens have been afforded the opportunity to verify their details to ensure that they are first of all captured in the register, and secondly, that their details such as sex, age, name, etc. are accurate. The exhibition was largely successful as it afforded the Ghanaian the opportunity to verify their details. Additionally, it enabled the Commission to address the gaps in data and fix and resolve the issues along the way. It is important to emphasize that the omission of names in some polling stations was widespread. I did mention this before, but it's important that we emphasize on that again. It was not concentrated in particular regions or districts. I'm happy to state that 600, in terms of verification, 698,404 voters verified their details using the Commission's SMS short code. I'm happy to say that 698,404 voters verified their details using the Commission's SMS short code. Similarly, 7,271,498 voters verified their details physically at our exhibition centers. Combined, this translates to 7,969,887 persons who verified their voters who verified their details during the 2020 provisional voter exhibition exercise.
Well, my colleague Parker Wilson just is returned from the press conference or the telephone line with me right now. Parker, I mean, last week, apart from the John Mahama questioning the EC's competence, the former president also made the point that he would not accept the results of the outcome of a flawed elections. The EC today responded to that.
Yes, Evans, the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Madam Mensah, says that the outcome of the election will not be flawed and that the processes have been transparent and credible. In fact, she mentioned that the IT infrastructure that the EC is using works perfectly, just that some of the anomalies and the missing names of persons who couldn't trace their names in the exhibition register were due to what she referred to as human errors. And this she explained by saying that some of the EC officials failed to adequately transfer the data which has been captured onto the USB kit, onto the central data. And so that gap created the whole problem. Now they are using flash drives to retrieve all the names that were missing. And that for now they have retrieved quite a number of the names. So she's assuring that every individual who registered during the mass registration exercise will have his or her name in the register and will be able to vote, and so the elections will be credible.
Now, she also gave updates on some interesting figures For example, focusing on the Ashaman incident, for example, that led the NDC MP there to accuse the EC of deliberately attempting to disenfranchise some NDC supporters.
Right, Evans, you recall that the Ashaman MP alleged that about 7,000 names are still missing from the register. Well, the Electoral Commission this evening admitted to it and said that they have retrieved quite a number of the names. They have seen them. Just that just about 165 names are still left, which they are working assiduously to retrieve them. And so they shouldn't worry. All the names that were not captured during the exhibition exercise will be captured in the on election day on the register. So they shouldn't worry. In fact, the issue about Asawase, for example, she couldn't explain further because she said that the processes were ongoing and that the member of parliament for that area, Muntaka Mubarak, should be rest assured that all the concerns that he's raised will definitely be resolved.
When it comes to the exhibition itself, the EC believes it has been a success. They give a sense of how many people participated and verified their names.
Yeah, for the EC, about 698,000, 44 persons verified their names through the SMS code, and a little about 7.2 million also went to the exhibition centers to physically validate and cross-check the information that the EC had captured. And for the chairperson, that represents about 46.9%, which is a huge success to the Electoral Commission. And so she gave the statistics as 7,969,887 persons actually verified their names during the exhibition exercise.
Parker, thank you very much.
Now, you know that Asawase was key in all this, and there were concerns about missing names. That's aside the case in Ashaiman. Well, the minority in Parliament say they will summon the Electoral Commission boss, Jean Mensah, to the House when sitting resumes next week to answer questions on her incompetent management of processes leading to the December elections, despite huge monies given to it. The House in December last year approved a budget of more than 1 billion Ghana cedis for the EC for the year 2020. Minority Chief Whip in Parliament, Muntaka Mubarak, says the recent voter exhibition exercise has shown that there are worse problems with the new register than the former one.
Way back 2018 March, I've been insisting that the Electoral Commissioner, the chair, should address the House. Since she came, she hasn't addressed the House. She comes and then the majority of them go and take her to the committee. But you know, almost every commissioner, the chair, had come to the floor of the House. I've been here. I mean, the Farajan have been here several times. I mean, Charlotte came, she was on the floor. I just don't know why they keep shielding the lady from the floor. She has to answer why this massive anomaly. You said you were putting in a more robust, efficient system. All of us are supposed to be there. Oh, with a more efficient system, you should have minimal errors. But you now put the so-called more efficient system, and you are having some kind of escalating anomalies. I mean, and that is terrible. Also, this House gave her approval to be able to purchase, devices, verification devices, 75,000. That's what she requested. And the money was given to her. Now, verification time comes, exhibition, and then you say you are deploying only 5,000. What informed that? Because you needed to deploy all the 33 or so thousand polling stations, because you have double the polling stations. Why did you only do 5,000? These are questions that definitely she has to come and answer. But I hope the majority of them will wake up to the realization that shielding the lady is not even helpful to her. It is better she comes to meet the whole of the House so that she answers to some of these questions. Because and the coincidences sometimes are just so funny. If you look at what's happening in Asawase, you assume as if Asawase is just an island in Kumasi. You have 11 constituencies, and it's just one constituency that's having challenges.
And that's the minority chief with Muntaka Mubarak, an MP for Asawase. Will stay a while longer in the Ashanti region.
Well, President Akufo-Addo says he is on course to fulfill all promises made to the region, and confident another term in office will see the region transformed.
Now, the governing NPP holds 44 out of the 47 parliamentary seats in the region regarded as its stronghold. At the start of his 3-day tour, the president called on the Asantehene Otumfuo to the second and assured him the region will have its share of development. At a Deba held in his honor, President Akufo-Addo announced work will also start on the abandoned Buankra Inland Port project with an injection of $330 million.
My buy to say Binuma Abesia Kwana Santiniba Copen and account. Santifo Kahopa and the Midivo, and in the 374 Yawie and 1,050 are ongoing. Here can education, 604 projects, health, 92, roads, 151, water and sanitation, 606, aviation, 1. And over all of Ashanti region, Mr. Hodgmore, say yes, school daya yo, a pomodia samo, Bebia Obako, Obia to me who say Ampa, a Kufuado, or Baso Babe Yedruma, Abua Santema, Buagana, Wambaso Babe, Dada Obia, November Muaebe, Yankopon Pressoir. Buankra Inland Port, which has been on the drawing table for generations. Nene Bresso, Ebaso. November, so the Benya Kwai Parliament, Mashebedum, Apre, $330 million United States dollars concession for developers, Ebabe Buankra Inland Port. Korea for any Ankasa Ghana for and I said that boom nearby.
Now, my colleague Prince Apia is following the president on this tour. He joins us on the line. So, Prince, take us back to that Deba this morning and what the Asantehene's response to the president was. Hello, Prince, if you can hear me. I'm asking about that Deba this morning and what the Asantehene's response to the president was, Prince. It appears Prince Apia is unable to hear us, but let's listen to the Asantehene earlier today.
Asante yekayo, asante kai. No, you ma pano, or you say, Asante Bekai. Don't force the one in the empire and the Bia of Obadiamao. Don't force it, Nation, or you could draw on one or no. And no queer or catch up, aha, and no.
Well, presidential affairs correspondent, a true son of the Oteko Kosunana, joins us in the studio. What has he been saying?
So he spoke to the linguists and he spoke about the fact that the works done by the MPP will speak for them in December 7th when the nation goes to the polls to elect a president and members of parliament, and that whatever he's done, the evidence of that will reflect in the outcome of the polls, especially in the Ashanti region. And that for him, as the overlord of the Ashanti, he will continue to pray for the president, pray for all leaders in the country, because chiefs are not supposed to publicly engage in partisan politics, and that he will do what he has to do as a leader to continue to advise them on the way forward. So that they can govern well.
Well, you may not be in the Ashanti region, but you have your ears and eyes on the ground regarding the president's tour of the region. Where else has he been?
So from there on, he went to the Kwadaso constituency, where Kwadaso is part of the Agenda 111 project that government is undertaking to construct hospitals in underserved areas. You know, they have selected 15 districts in the Ashanti region to benefit from this. And then from Kwadaso, the president also visited the military hospital, which is undergoing construction, and then the phase 2 of the Kumasi International Airport, they've almost done with the terminal building. They are working on the runway And then later, as we also on TV, he was at the commissioning ceremony for Zoom Lion. They've put together this $106 million recycling plant, also at Bosomche, also in the Ashanti region. So clearly, it's ongoing.
Well, and that's Elton Robe. Thank you very much. He's our Presidential Affairs Correspondent. Let's bring in the NPP's Ashanti Regional Secretary, Sam Pine. We're grateful for your time here on Newsnight. So I'm sure you're satisfied with the response of the people of the Ashanti region to the President of the Republic.
Emefa.
I'm asking about the response of the people of the Ashanti region to the President.
The response has been massive and so spontaneous, because most of the places that we visited were not meant for gatherings, especially when we went to the airport to inspect the projects there, when we went to Mahinsign to inspect the 1D1F project of Unity, and when we came to Mensah, a place that we thought it was going to be restricted because of COVID, we were overwhelmed by the people that came to meet the president to cheer him on. We also went to the Afari military hospital area, and it was just marvelous. On the way through Ebuakwa to Tano, so where we came to the Casapreco Company Limited for the commissioning of their new plant that's producing water and other soft drinks. I mean, the response has been so tremendous. And what killed us for the day was what happened at Adeja when we came for the commissioning of the composting plant.
The main concern of the people of the Ashanti region, at least from reporters and the reports on the ground, is the issue about roads. What exactly are the measures you're putting in place to address these concerns?
Yeah, today we were on our way. We saw part of the project that the NDC left to brought 8 years, that's between Sofula and Ebuakwa. We saw contractors on it working hard. When it comes to the quiet end of it, so most of the major roads in the Kumasi metropolis, I've seen asphalting for the first time, and those that were so much damaged have been fixed to levels that are so appreciable. We also are looking at other ancillary roads leading to the Bosompian Lakeside area, the Obasi roads, and other some major roads that are seeing construction ongoing. Yes, we accept, and I know we've not completed all these projects, but at least we've done a good work on that, and all the work is ongoing.
Now, while at Mensah, Mr. Pine, the President introduced to the Asante Hene, the NPP's parliamentary candidate for the 47 constituencies for the December post. I want you to listen to this quickly, then I'll ask you something about the Asante Hene North.
Your line is breaking up.
Can you hear me now, Mr. Sampine?
Yes.
So I'm saying that the President introduced to the Asante Hene, the NPP's parliamentary candidate. I want you to listen to this quickly, then I'll ask you something.
Now, what would you say? The Bible said, now 47 parliamentary candidates of NPP and was at the men. May you watch your baku. Sano, no one Nipakura ever. The Bible says here, I will Adansia Sokwa, so Iraq Haiti Hammer. Asante Achim North, Kwame Apia Kubi, and the Kwame Apia Kubi.
Mr. Pine, I mean, the specific case of Asante Achim North and the Apia Kubi, we just had the President mention him and introduce him, but yet we know that primaries are yet to be conducted in that constituency. Clarify. Hello, Mr. Pine, can you hear me?
Yeah, we just left the place. There's so much noise, but if you can.
I'm talking about the Asante Achim North. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, the President introduced Andy Apia Kubi for Asante Achim North, right? But we know the primaries is yet to be conducted in that constituency. Please clarify.
Who said the primaries is yet to be conducted? The primary has been conducted, and some people are contesting it. That's the bottom line. But we conducted primaries there.
Yeah, but if it's a subject of a contest, I mean, isn't the party...
The party is taking steps. We took steps, definitely. And somebody who represents the party is the prerogative of the National Executive Committee. The final list that was approved by the National Executive Committee is the list that was announced by the President. It's not his personal list.
You say you've taken steps. I mean, but what steps are these exactly?
Of course, if people are litigating, this is a family matter. If people are litigating, it's up to elders within the family to make sure that things are cool. And that's exactly what is done.
You talk about family, but it's become a court issue, is it not?
Of course, family issues can be topics for the whole village to discuss. But if the family stick to look at what is happening and they resolve issues, it makes no difference.
But the fact that the case still remains in court, isn't that an indication that you haven't resolved it yet?
It's an indication of what?
The fact that the matter still remains in court, isn't that an indication that you haven't resolved it yet?
Oh, we simply don't get it whether the matter is in court and it's not being resolved. If you take steps to resolve issues and it's still in court, it's up to the court to see or to meet with the litigants for an answer to be made that yes, this matter has been resolved amicably.
Well, we have a terrible connection to Mr. Pine's line, so we'll let him go at this point. But this is a matter, the Asante Achim North. We know that there are some people in court on this particular issue, up to 126 of them.
Emefa.
Elton Brobe, you have the details. What more do we know about this?
So 126 people went to court before the MPP held its parliamentary primaries. The allegation, or the issue they put before court was that their names had been taken out of the register illegally. So they went to court and then they managed to secure an injunction. Samson Aliayenini is their lawyer, and because of that, election could not take place during the MPP parliamentary primaries, especially in Asante Achim North constituency, even though the constituency chairman, after the Electoral Commission decided not to supervise the election, went ahead and then endorsed Andy Apiakubi as a parliamentary candidate for that particular area. Now today, Andy Apiakubi was expected in court on charges of contempt. And from what we've been told, his lawyer, Emmanuel Bright Akuto, wrote a letter saying that Mr. Andy Apiakubi was unwell. The reason why he was unable to appear before court today to answer charges bordering on contempt. And the lawyer adjourned the case to October 8, 2020. The issue here is that he's alleged to have branded cars as well as put up billboards announcing his selection as the candidate of the party. And those who are in court are saying that he is portraying himself as a elected parliamentary candidate for the MPP despite a court injunction against the conduct of that particular election, declaring it null and void. The Electoral Commission says that they are waiting for the court ruling before they can go ahead with this particular meeting. The surprise thing is about his inclusion in the list of 47 people that were presented to the something.
Okay, and so I would want to find out clarity. Was he at this event today?
Yeah, he was. I mean, yes, for those who watch TV, he was at this particular event.
Okay, well, that's the situation at the Asante Achim North. But away from the NPP,
well,
we should focus
the
on
NDC's the NDC's flag bearer is in the Bono region. Last week, the flag bearer of the NDC, John Mahama, suspended his campaign in the Bono to return to Accra to deal with the issues relating to the voter register. He's back today at the Brekum Hines Palace. The former president promised to build a hospital, a campus, and other essential amenities for the community.
Just a Brekum Chrono. After I Casepa, Nipano Dosso. Also, Oshe a hospital at Wahano, a missionary hospital. And I address say, OCBC Hospital Mono Ewa Brekum.
The Brekum Township is huge, but the only hospital here is a mission hospital. So we will build a new hospital to add on to what you have here.
Professor Mills and Shase, I will say regional Wohobia, it was a university abind there.
Also, for tertiary education, as you already know, we built various universities, including UHAS in Ho, UNE in Sunyani, and the Eastern University.
And Yashase say yes, Eastern University, University of Environment and Sustainable Studies, and also Yashase. Now you see UNER, Diano, and Yakase University no administration, any main campus Ebewo Sunyani.
The main idea was to build satellite campuses of UNE in Doma and Brekum, but that was before we lost the election.
UNERA ewo sunyane yebesi ne campus baako ewo Brekum ha.
When we come back, we'll make that a reality.
Let me speak to Precious Samevo. He's been following the former president today. Precious, I could hear in the background that people were pretty excited about the list of promises that the former president was outlining to them. Precious, can you hear me? Hello, Precious.
It appears that my colleague Precious Samevo is unable to hear us. They are in a moving vehicle, as he was saying. But the paramount queen mother of the Brekum traditional area, Nana Akosua Ameyahene, has pledged on behalf of her people that they would name a sports stadium she expects to be built by the NDC presidential candidate when he wins the 2020 elections after him. But we'll stay a while longer on the campaign show. This time, Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has predicted a massive win for the governing NPP in the upcoming presidential and parliamentary elections. Dr. Bawumia believes victory will be the only portion of the party because he has delivered on most of the promises he made to the Ghanaian people.
Well, the Vice President has been speaking at an inauguration of what they call the Aspirants Unite for Nana, a group of defeated parliamentary candidates of the MPP who have come together to support the party ahead of the December polls.
I am very inspired, judging from the enthusiasm and collective energy in this hall, that 4 more years for Nana to do more for Ghana, inshallah, is going to happen on December 7th. They say, in unity lies our collective strength. Hence, I have every expectation that the strength of our party, from north, south, east, and west, we are united and poised to work for victory of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. There's a lot at stake in this election. Let us have no doubt about it. There is so much at stake for the future of this country.
Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and that's it for the election headquarters here on Newsnight, but we'll bring you more in our subsequent bulletins. It's time for business. When we return, government is welcoming minorities' call for a probe into how Frontier Healthcare Services won a contract to undertake COVID-19 tests at KIA following Imani accusation that the firm began operations without requisite approval.
There's a very good avenue to have approved. There's Parliament, they can raise a question on the floor, they can ask for an inquiry into it, but this political pot shots, I'm sure you've seen it over and over again, we should be getting tired of. There's always been an effort to politicize these matters, and we would like not to get drawn into those ones. If somebody genuinely wants a probe, Parliament is coming back.
We have details of that. Also, we'll take you to the NSMQ 1/8 stage. All the details from there when Maxwell Agbagba joins us much later. Let's do business now. George Riafe, what's in business?
Well, Emefa commercial banks have advanced more than 20 billion Ghana cedis to businesses hit by COVID-19 since March this year. We're getting you more from the Monetary Policy Committee meeting after the bank met to review developments in the economy and talked about the economy is expected to pick up strongly, hitting over 2% by the end of this year. That is coming from the Bank of Ghana. The business news on Newsnight is brought to you by MTN Business. Welcome to the new world of business. Kingdom Books and Stationery, your number one-stop shop for all your office essentials. And First National Bank, we are the bank that understands your business. First National Bank, how can we help you?
Look at you, the big boss.
You know they hear.
You know they fear who?
Until somebody says, I will tell your mother.
That's why we say wear a mask, or else
we will call your mother.
Hey, why are you disgracing me? Why your mask?
Wear it for her. Wear it for me everywhere you go. MTN. Visit wearit4.me to send a message to someone.
We give you nothing but the best, we stay above the rest. More quality, more affordability. Kingdom Books and Stationery. We
30 days credit facility with no interest charge, free delivery services, and our free consultation on setting up your office. Kingdom Books and Stationery is unmatched in our delivery of quality and affordable office essentials, equipment, and furniture.
Experience world-class customer service in all our branches in Accra, Tema, Kumasi, Cape Coast, and Takoradi.
Call us on 0302-764-101
or visit our website at www.kingdomgh.com.
Kingdom Books and Stationery, your number one stop shop for all office essentials and stationery. Terms and conditions apply.
We know it's important to create a productive and supportive working environment by investing in your employees' health. With a leading international track record, Apex Health Insurance is regulated and licensed by the National Health Insurance Authority to provide medical insurance services to institutional clients, families, and individuals. Apex Student Package and International Medical Solutions are all here to cushion you. Visit Apex Health Insurance Office at Zion House, Boundary Road, Shiashi, or call
0501-683-914
or 0232-000-015. In Kumasi, we are located opposite Prempeh College, Sofo Line, and in Takrady, Apex Health, your preferred health insurer.
My guy, it's been a while.
My guy, I'm looking for a safe place in Ghana where I can invest after losing all that money last year. I know you are the investigation minister.
Currently, if you're looking for a safe and dependable fund manager, then it's EDCU. They are the investment banking subsidiary of EcoBank Group, and their fixed income unit trust is the biggest collective investment scheme right here in Ghana. It has generated returns above the treasury bill rate since its inception. You can access your funds anytime without penalties.
Hey, really?
Yes. Access their services at any EcoBank branch. Call 0302-634165 or WhatsApp them on 0595-235065. Also, you can conveniently fund your account using mobile money on all networks, internet banking, or EcoBank mobile app, and many more.
Thank you, Akwesi. I'll call them right away.
Hey, not even a bye-bye. With EDC, financial independence is possible. Terms and conditions apply.
Puma Drinks, ready to add flavor to your life? Puma Drinks, bursting with so many flavors, you just can't have enough.
My buddy, why you for just the watch when you can be wild proper? When you for scream, shout, she and kata, put your body, get down, fire your body, catch views, drop the mic. Ghana, the time catch where we for change the way we watch. Welcome to Showmax and to Chow Online Entertainment, from movies and series to sports like EPL and La Liga. Feel from Super Sport and more. You feel enjoy them on any device, anytime. Visit showmax.com today. Men's lucky.
The Ministry of Monitoring and Evaluation, in collaboration with the Office of the Senior Minister under the Public Sector Reforms for Results Project, funded by the World Bank, brings to you the second virtual results fair under the theme Promoting Efficiency, Accountability and Citizen Engagement in Delivery of Selected Service on Tuesday, 29 September 2020, time 6 p.m. Venue, DBLA Head Office Auditorium, Cantonment. Frontline service delivery agencies, namely the Passport Office, the Driver Vehicle and License Authority, and the Birth and Death Registry, will take turns to showcase progress of implementation and measures taken to enhance service delivery. As part of the fair, there will also be a panel discussion on the topic, Enhancing Public Sector Efficiency through Effective Delivery of Frontline Services by the participating agencies. Be part of this virtual experience, interact with implementing agencies, and help bridge the results-based information gap. The event will be live on all major media channels.
Joy 99.7 FM.
You're welcome back to Business on Newsnight. Now, commercial banks have advanced almost 20 billion Ghana cedis to businesses that were hit by COVID-19 since March this year. Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison, disclosed this at the news conference today after the Monetary Policy Committee of the Bank of Ghana met to review developments in the economy. There's more in the following Business Desk report.
The Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison, noted that the amount of credit extended shows that a lot is being done to support business recovery.
The data that we have from the banking sector, the new advances, 20 billion new advances in 2020 relative to last year. I think they are done about 15 billion. So the banks are lending more in 2020 than in 2019. The data again is there.
Dr. Addison also revealed that discussions are ongoing with the military to airlift bulk cash movement across the country. This is part of measures being considered to deal with attacks on bullion vans.
I've also met with the Air Vice Marshal. Yes, he has offered to assist the bank with, lifting currency around the country using some of the aircraft that they have. So there's a lot of work being done to improve the security of carrying specie around the country.
In terms of economic growth, Dr. Ernest Addison noted that it will end the year with more than 2% growth.
If you look at the projected second quarter, projected growth, I think it was a negative side for something that was projected. And the actual turned to be just -3 or so. So even the dip in growth was not as deep as we had originally thought. And we think that the economy will end up probably closer to our original forecast of around 2% that we had made at the beginning of all of this in March.
He's also been detailing the status of recovery for the receiver of banks and some financial institutions.
I think these are the recovery made by the receiver, which is about 2.1 billion. But I wanted to juxtapose that against the potential recovery. So if you look at the total assets of these institutions that were resolved, they are almost at 11 billion assets that have to be recovered. And therefore, at 2 billion, we are way below.
The governor maintains that in all these, some fiscal discipline on the part of government is needed to aid the expected recovery.
And that is a Business Desk report. Meanwhile, the Bank of Ghana today kept the rate at which it lends to commercial banks at 14.5%. This is the second time this year this has happened. The development is expected to impact on the cost of credit to businesses the next 2 months. Let's hear the thoughts of economist Professor Peter Korte, who tells Joy Business the move is in the right direction.
That the exchange rate has been relatively stable due to inflows of remittances, reserves that have been quite reasonable, as well as some application of the forward sales agreement that the Bank of Ghana has been implementing. So relatively, the exchange rate has been stable. Then also, if you look at inflation, inflationary expectations have been quite moderate, and GDP growth or economic activity, it also gradually picking up due to the easing of the restrictions. So the bank, in its view, on the balance of inflation and growth, has decided to maintain the policy rate, which I think is laudable, because a reduction might not be good in the sense that there might be possible capital flight, which could have repercussions on the exchange rate.
Professor Peter Korte is an economist sharing his thoughts on Bank of Ghana's decision to keep its key lending rate at 14.5%. Let's still stay on development and the economy, because government ended the first 7 months of this year hitting its revenue target. It was hoping to mobilize 26.8 billion Ghana cedis, but ended up actually doing 27.7 billion Ghana cedis. However, on the expenditure side, government ended up spending almost 3 billion Ghana cedis more than what it was hoping to spend for the first 7 months of this year. Now, President Akufo-Addo has given a firm assurance of partnering with private sector to help industrialize the economy. The president gave this assurance when he opened the newly constructed Casapreko company at Tanaso in Kumasi today.
The car saying, one district, one factory, one here, Anthony, one who wear, anyone who said, Ghana. That's it, and you and then what else of why this factory about more factory no NTT more
And that's the president speaking at the opening of the Casapreko factory at Tanaso today. He's talking about the fact that government promised to actually partner with private sector to help actually grow the One District, One Factory initiative, and this is one of such initiatives, and they are committed to supporting private sector develop the economy whilst getting jobs for the youth. And that is all for business on Newsnight.
Thanks, George. Now, government has tonight welcomed calls by the minority for a probe into how the company currently undertaking the controversial $150 COVID-19 test at the airport got the deal. So the minority's demand comes after Imani Africa accused the firm of beginning operations without requisite approval from the Health Facilities Regulatory Authority, HEFRA.
Well, while rejecting the claims about the deal being dubious, the Information and Deputy Health Ministers on the final edition of the Lockdown Show on the Journey channel explained the circumstances under which the contract was awarded. We'll hear from them shortly. But first, to listen to Ranking Member on the Roads and Transport Committee, Kwame Agboja, describing the deal as shady.
Only about $10 that goes to entities in Ghana, and $140 goes to the cronies of this government. We think this is just profiteering and a blatant attempt by the NPP government to take more money on the misery of Ghanaians who are traveling. We think this is very sad, and we want an investigation into the processes leading to the award of this contract.
But the claims have been rejected by government. Listen to the Information Minister Kojo Ponkruma and Deputy Health Minister Dr. Bernardo Koboy on the final edition of the Lockdown last night.
I read their piece and I was a little bit taken aback.
Why?
You are managing a pandemic. From the word go, if they tell you what you are dealing with is an outbreak, it means it's an outbreak because it's ahead of you. If you want to go through the traditional, I'm not talking about illegal parts, but most of the decisions you have to take, there are decisions where you need you need special arrangements because you are trying to handle a situation which is ahead of you. You try to catch up. No country allowed their solution providers to go through their traditional steps. If you take 3 months to, let's say, get HIFRA, and you take, let's say, 4 months to get Allied Council to certify you, by the time you are done, you would have had, then our airports would have been closed.
But you have existing agencies and institutions that have all these regulations. So they've passed the test. Why don't you allow them to do it?
FDA had to deal with this solution provider before putting their solutions at the airport. The rest are procedural. There are things that you do to validate or to legalize the setup. But really, if you look at Access History, even the procurement law, if you look at the conditions for single sourcing, it cites situations like this, where you are in an emergency or urgent situation where something must be dealt with. You are allowed to go ahead and deal with it and then take steps to make sure it's formalized. And the last time I checked, I think HIFRA is dealing with them, Allied Health is also dealing with them. These are things that would be done.
When was the last time we suspended church in this country and suspended school and locked down and had burial teams fully clothed like that, burying dead people? We're at war. Yeah. We're at an emergency. And all measures that need to be taken to ensure that the population is protected, both health-wise, economic-wise, have to be taken.
But Noguchi was already testing. Couldn't we have used them?
Noguchi is not doing an antigen test. This test that is going on at the airport.
We have Professor Ampofo come to defend what we're doing at the airport. At one of your press
is the one who's been coordinating all of the tests that are going on by various labs across the country. We needed a specialized solution at the airport which can find the virus in less than 30 minutes. It was a specialized solution that we needed to go for, and we went for it. And let's be blunt. There are persons who also see some of these things as economic opportunities. And once they don't get it, we'll seek to raise a lot of
taking advantage of COVID to enrich
yourself. So listen, let's focus on what has been working for Ghana so far. It's been a brilliant solution.
There's a demand for a probe on how Frontier Healthcare got this particular contract. We've heard the minority
I don't think
ask for that. They describe it as shady.
Well, the minority says Franklin Templeton is a human being. These are not things to worry about. If they want a probe, there's a very good avenue to have a probe. There's Parliament. They can raise a question on the floor. They can ask for an inquiry into it. But this political pot shots, I'm sure you've seen it over and over again. We should be getting tired of it.
They say it's an offshore entity traced to Dominican Republic.
If somebody wants a probe, there's an appropriate platform to get it. This business of always trying to... I'm sure you recall that the NDC was the one that formed the NDC COVID-19 team. And initially started making all sorts of arguments and speculations.
So that's the Information Minister, Kojo Ponkruma, and of course the Deputy Health Minister, Dr. Bernardo Koboy.
Well, that's the final edition of the show. The curtains have been drawn on one, but there is the best of the other. So what's the new show going to be called?
Sunday Lead.
Sunday Lead.
Starting soon
with
at the same time.
At the same time, what? 7 what?
7:30.
What is it going to be like? Because the lockdown
was just for COVID.
Okay, so it started as a lockdown.
Yes, and then
it metamorphosed into the beyond the lockdown,
and then it became the lockdown
again. Primarily because of COVID. It was a COVID show, right?
Everything related to COVID and the impact on the various sectors of the economy.
Sunday lead is completely different. It's not
completely
COVID.
Different.
It's what?
Not just for COVID, but everything, including COVID as well, because COVID is still with us. It's still real.
So nice when the president does fellow Ghanaians.
We will still bring that to you, and then also bring you answers to all the questions you have regarding. But this show is audience driven. All that we do is to bring the people that will lead in terms of the news, and then you, the audience, get to ask them the questions. It's the other way around this time. We always turn the microphones over to you every Sunday evening for you to ask questions of the people that matter. It could be from the queen and the market queen all the way to the president. It could be anybody at all. Those who matter, and we will always lead on Sunday evenings. But let's bring
Sunday lead.
Yeah, the Sunday lead. We'll talk more about that. But let's bring in Dr. Bano. He's a registrar for Health Facilities Regulatory Authority, HEFRA. You know the issues about the frontier healthcare. We're grateful for your time here on Newsnight, sir. So there are concerns about the operation of frontier healthcare and the fact that they did not have the requisite approval from your outfit. What do we know about this?
Thank you for the question and invitation to be on your show to help clarify some of the issues that have been raised by your panelists. I'm Dr. Bano. I'm the registrar for HEFRA. There are two companies that approach HEFRA, and HEFRA is the Health Facilities Regulatory Agency, and we have the authority to license. The two companies are Frontier, and the other is Legend. We gave them preliminary authorization, or what we call provisional authorization, to begin the testing because they had equipment that was pre-certified before they arrived. And then when they arrived, we had a preliminary review. So we said they can continue with the testing. And they began the licensing or the certification process. Legend has completed it. And Frontier is still in the process. So we are in the process of certifying Frontier. I hope that is helpful.
So what you're saying, because the concern is that Frontier Healthcare started providing the solution services at the airport before getting the requisite approval from your outfit. So you're saying that you give them a provisional certification before they started, or what exactly is the situation? Just that clarification briefly.
Okay, they did, because it's a pandemic, sometimes, you cannot be too strict with rules. So we knew they were bidding. They approached us and to find out about the certification process. And since I got to learn about the equipment and other methodology they have, and because there was time was not on our side, they said they could start. Now we are doing the certification process. They've submitted our application. We've received it. We've reviewed it, and then we are here to do the inspection for them. But Legend has completed it, so they have been given full certification.
Okay. Well, we'll leave it here for now. That's Dr. Bano. He's a registrar for Health Facilities Regulatory Authority, HEFRA.
We can do sports now, and Baba joins us with the latest. Hello, Baba.
Hi, Evans. Hi, Emefa. How are you guys doing?
We're doing well, Baba. Thanks for asking.
Evans, you still support Manchester United wholeheartedly?
I do.
Okay. I wish you well. Doesn't look like it's going too good, but what can we say? Ghana is likely to end the year 2020 without a world title. Now, this is because Duke Micah failed in his bid to annex the WBO bantamweight title after losing in a third-round technical knockout against Filipino John Real Casimero. Micah started the fight well by using his jab, but seemed to fizzle out physically as the fight progressed. Micah was checked by the ringside doctor and was past fit to continue with the fight, but was unable to see out the third round as the champion Casimero finished him off with an uppercut. The defeat means Ghana is likely to end the year 2020 without a world title after similar endings to the year 2019 and 2018 when Richard Comey and Isaac Dugbe lost the IBF lightweight and WBO super bantamweight titles to Teofimo Lopez and Emmanuel Navarrete, respectively. We can now hear from the champion, John Casimero.
Baba,
All right, apologies for that, but we can listen to that later. But in the French Open, defending champion Rafael Nadal has just beaten Belarusian Igor Gerasimov 6-4, 6-4, 6-2. Dominic Thiem is also through to round 2 after beating Marin Cilic 6-4, 6-3, 6-3. French favorite Gael Monfils has been kicked out in this first round by Kazakhstani Alexander Bublik. That ended 6-4, 7-5, 3-6, 6-3. In the women's division, Serena Williams earlier defeated fellow American Christy Ahn 7-6-6 love. Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova also beats Svetlana Kuznetsova 6-1, 2-6, 6-1. Gabriela Muguruza has also beaten Tamara Zidansek to go through to round 2. And just about under 5 minutes ago, former world number 1 in German Angelique Kerber has lost by 2 straight sets to world number 103 and a 19-year-old Slovenian Kaja Juvan. 6-3, 6-1, it ended. And quickly before I take leave of you, some matches in the English Premier League just ended was the game between Fulham and Aston Villa. It ended Fulham 0, Aston Villa 3. Liverpool and Arsenal will begin kickoff in less than 4 minutes. You are up to date in the world of sport. I'm Baba Tando.
Thank you so much, Baba. Now, an Accra High Court has ordered that a doctor said to be treating Asin Central MP Kennedy Ejapong appears in court to explain the legislator's condition.
Well, this was after the court had to put the contempt case against the MP on hold following his lawyers saying he is suffering from, quote, post-COVID-19 complications. Now, court correspondent Joseph Akable has more.
The MP's lawyers are seeking to ensure he escapes a custodial sentence or a fine for some comments he made regarding a judge. The video recording of his comments was played in court on Friday with his lawyers asked to speak to it on Monday. But lead counsel Kwame Jan on Monday said the MP was suffering from post-COVID-19 complications. Afenyo Markin, who is part of the team, says there should be no speculations regarding the MP's situation.
We have had a healthy engagement and we would want to maintain that. At the end of the day, it is one country we have and the rule of law is all we need to guide everything. We'll come back on the day the court has agreed that we come. But everything is fine and there should be no trouble or unnecessary speculation. The court must be respected. The honorable member of parliament must also be respected. Partisan politics cannot be the solution in a legal matter or that an attempt to create a partisan situation around a matter that a court is dealing with will not help. That is why all of us are conducting ourselves in a manner that would ensure that the right things are done.
The court has ordered that a doctor treating the MP appears before it on Thursday, October 1, to explain what exactly is wrong with the MP.
It's not time for, as you know, the National Science and Maths Quiz. There's some big hitters winning their contest, and of course, it doesn't include Ola Girls yet, but it includes
Aquinas yet.
It includes Wegehe, Wesley Girls High School, Holy Child School, Opokuwari School have all qualified to the quarterfinals of the National Science and Maths Quiz after winning their 1/8 contest. The ladies from Wegehe say they are ready to face any opposition as they come up against Holy Child School and Opokuwa. That's going to be some contest, huh? Yeah. Maxwell Agba is on the line with us. Hello, Maxwell. I mean, this is going to be really exciting. Looking forward to it.
Exactly. A lot of people here too are looking forward to that contest. But it is actually difficult to predict the school that's going to win that particular contest because Holy Child School won their contest today with 46 points. Wesley Girls High School also won their contest with 46 points. And Opokuwari School also won their competition with 46 points. So it is really difficult to predict the school that is going to win that contest. But we're waiting to see how it pans out at that quarterfinal contest, Evans.
Nelly will be a girls' school, and Evans is also
definitely rooting for the girls. I mean, I'm rooting for Wegehe. Ask me later why. I mean, but
and when is the contest for Aquinas, Maxwell? Quickly.
Okay, that is happening tomorrow at exactly 11:30 a.m.
And who are coming up against?
We'll be live on Joy News.
Oh, we'll be live on Joy News.
Live on Joy News. Yeah.
Who are they coming up against?
So it's going to be Prempeh College and then Asanteman SHS. Over the weekend, I met Samson Anyenini. And, okay, I will not talk about what he said about
Please talk about it. Tell us what
he said. He's hopeful. He's hopeful to win Asanteman SHS against Prempeh and Aquina.
Wow, look. I mean, Samson is tickling himself and laughing. But what time is this contest tomorrow on live?
It's happening at 11:30 a.m.
Goodness me, that is going to be one mouth-licking, delicious contest that we are going to win hands down.
We'll see how that goes. We'll be here tomorrow.
There's only one way it goes, so that's emerging.
I'll get to know by midday.
So this is the one-time winners against what, four-time winners?
Well, Maxwell has to go at this point. Thank you very much. And Maxwell Lagogba there reporting from the University of Ghana. And that's it for tonight's edition of Newsnight. I am Emefa Apawu.
And my name is Mensah.
And that's my opinion with Nanansa Kwawe is up. Next topic, education to speak English or education to develop Ghana.